students, good morning. Let us start the problems based on quadratic equation. Now we have left only two subtopics in this. Almost we have finished all the topics. So only two subtopics left in this quadratic equation. Let's solve them. I'll make you understand that, and then we will start doing some previous year questions based on this quadratic equation. Okay, we will solve some previous year questions after completing these two contents. What are left? Okay, the first content which is left is this one. Nature of the roots. See here, if d1 and d2, you are talking about discriminant 1 and discriminant 2. Two quadratic equations you have. One quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c, and whose discriminant is b square minus 4ac, you suppose. And another quadratic equation, like you can take px square plus qx plus r, and the discriminant of this will be what here, q square minus 4pr. So let us consider like that. There are two discriminants. One is discriminant 1 and discriminant 2. Then how to comment on that? Okay, so the first one is here, if d1 plus d2 is greater than or equal to 0, when discriminant 1 of the first quadratic, discriminant 2 of the second quadratic, the addition of these two is greater than or equal to 0 whenever you get, we can say that at least one of the equation has real roots. Then we can say that at least one of the equation has real roots. What is the meaning of this? Suppose b square minus 4ac, once I got plus 8. It means square root of 8 is b square minus 4ac is a number. So if you are finding the roots in that, x is equal to minus b plus r minus under root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. When it is a number, positive number, when it is a positive number and is 0 also, then that time you will get a real root. But when it is a negative number, when it is discriminant is a negative number, you will get what root? Complex roots, that is imaginary roots you will get. So if d1 plus d2, the addition of discriminant 1 and discriminant 2, if it is 0 or more than 0, at that time we will say that these two quadratic equations have at least one equation have real root. Means minimum one equation will have real roots. Means both are cannot be negative. Means what I want to say here, one quadratic equation I have, another quadratic equation I have, both cannot be negative. Their discriminant cannot be negative. If both discriminants are positive, one is positive, another negative, chalega, that will be run, and one is positive, both are positive, I will get real roots. One is positive, one is negative, I will get real roots. At least one should be have. At least one of the equation has real root. Another one here, if d1 plus d2 is less than 0, when you are doing addition of both, you are getting less than 0. It means if you have one is minus 6, suppose, and one is you have plus 2, 2 minus 6, that is minus 4. So one is you are getting real root, one is you are getting imaginary roots. So at that time is saying that at least one of the equation has imaginary roots. Both can be imaginary, or at least one should be imaginary. Here also both can be real, means both can be positive, means both you are understanding discriminant both should be positive, or one should be positive, one should be negative. That is the case. So in this case what I am getting is at least one of the equation has imaginary root. Another one, d1 into d2, how you will comment d1 into d2 less than 0, then what you will comment here, you will going to comment on d1 into d2, means plus into minus. If d1 into d2 is less than 0, one equation has real root and distinct roots, and other equation has imaginary roots. If we are getting one is positive, one is negative, so I can say that one has positive, one has the real roots, another has the, what do we have, another has the imaginary roots. Because if I am getting one is 2, one is another one minus 3, then discriminant which is getting 2 will have real roots, discriminant which is getting negative roots, that will be have imaginary roots. So the condition for this one will be, hope you understand, discriminant which is getting 1 is greater than 0, here 1 is positive, another is negative. For the positive one have real roots, 2 real roots. For negative one have 2 imaginary roots. So d1 into d2 plus into minus will be minus. At that time one equation has real roots and another equation has imaginary roots. And d1 into d2 greater than 0 means both are positive. 2 into 2 means both will have, see, either both equation have real roots means both are positive, both are negative, as possible. Minus into minus, suppose you got minus 2 into minus 3 means both are imaginary here, imaginary means both should be imaginary, otherwise you have 8 and you have 6, both have real. So in this case what you get, either both equation has real or distinct roots or both has imaginary roots. So this is the thing you should know here when you are talking about discriminant of two quadratic equation. These things you should know. Let us discuss a problem on this. Later we will go theory of equations. Now let us discuss a question which we have discussed in the previous content. The question is here follows. Consider the equations x square plus 2bx plus c minus 1 is equal to 0 and 4x square plus cx plus b minus 1 is equal to 0. These are two quadratic equations and the options are given. Both equations has real roots, at least one equation has real roots, at least one equation has imaginary roots, both equations have imaginary roots. Which one is correct? So as I gave you 4 conditions, we have to check the 4 conditions which one is getting correct. So let us discuss the D1. The first D1 I will find. D1 means a discriminant of the first quadratic equation, b square, that is 2 here, 2b here, b square minus b square minus, this you compare with ax square plus bx plus c, and you know what is b and c, and these are b square minus 4 into a into c, that must be we have to find, that is 4b square minus 4c plus 4. I am getting this. This is the discriminant of d1, that is I got 4b square minus 4c plus 4 I got. Let us find the second one also. Discriminant 2 of that quadratic equation, that is c square b square minus 4 into a is 4 and c is here b minus 1. Now let us find this value. What I am getting here, c square minus 4 4s are 16 and this is b. So 16 into b minus 16b minus into minus plus 4 4s are 16. Now to determine this you can do two things. d1 plus d2 or d1 into d2. You have to find only two things. Either you have to find d1 plus d2, check it. If you are not getting, then go for d1 into d2. Now the condition, according to this condition, what I can write here, okay, let me make it this proper. According to this, what I can write as d1 plus d2 is equal to d1 plus d2 is equal to d1 you have 4b square minus 4c plus 4 and plus d2 you have c square minus 16b plus 16. Let us add this. Now what I do here, I add all the b's one side. 4b square minus 16b, I take the combination of 16, one combination is this, and another one is c square minus 4c plus 4. Let us consider this is one combination. This is, can I write as 2b whole square, and this is 4 square. So 4 to the, this is looking like as 2b minus 4 whole square, a minus b whole square, and here this will be c minus 2 whole square. So if you keep any value of b here, any value of c here, this will be positive and this will be positive. positive into positive is a positive. So d1 plus d2 you got greater than, and if it is 0 is possible, yeah, greater than 0 or greater than or equal to 0 also possible. If you can take it as square of any number, either 0 or greater than 0. If maybe this can be get 0 or maybe it can get more than 0. So d1 plus d2 I got greater than or equal to 0. The case number 1 condition, what was that? That at least one equation has real roots. So which option is matching as this one? At least one equation has the real roots. So B option is the right. So this is the way to deal these type of questions. I'll post some questions on the group. You can solve them. So this is very simple content and very small subtopic. We have finished this subtopic. Let us start theory of equations, and that is the last topic of quadratic equation. And after completing this topic, we are going to do previous years of questions of JEE, mains and advanced. Till then, let us wait for the another lecture. Hello dear students, let us start the last concept of the quadratic equation, that is theory of equation. We are going to solve in detail all these concepts. Okay, let us discuss about this concept. Okay, theory of equation. Let us discuss, already I explained about a quadratic equation is given, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Alpha and beta are the roots. Alpha, beta are the roots. Then sum of the roots is minus b by a. Product of the roots is c by a. This sum of the roots can be written as in a short form, that is sigma alpha. What is the meaning of sigma? Sigma meaning is summation, sum. And alpha means how many roots are there, that all roots I am adding. This is the meaning of that. And alpha into beta, then that is written as pi alpha. Pi alpha meaning is what? Product. Product we use as pi. Like this we can use, otherwise you can carry on in this way. It is not mandatory to remember this way. To make you know this thing I am explaining in some of the text, it will be given like this. Now, you know that I had already explained this one, ax square plus bx plus c will be equal to a times of x minus alpha into x minus beta, not plus, into x minus beta will be there. You know that alpha and beta are the roots of this one, any quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c. So I can write as x minus alpha into x minus beta is equal to x square plus bx plus c. But the coefficient of x square is a, that is the reason we write into a. Already I discussed this one. And whenever I divide by a, I can get x square plus b by a into x plus c by a is equal to, when I am dividing by a will be cancelled, and if I multiply this, I will get x square minus alpha plus beta times x plus alpha beta. So if we compare, sum of the roots is minus b by a, product of the roots is c by a. This thing I already informed you. Let us see about cubic equation. Ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d is equal to 0 is a cubic equation. Then alpha, beta, gamma are the roots. Because it is a cubic equation, there will be having 3 roots. Sum of the roots, that is alpha plus beta plus gamma, is equal to minus b by a, minus b by a. The second coefficient, see here, coefficient of x square by highest coefficient, this by this. And sum of roots 2 taken at a time. Sum of the roots 2 taken at a time will be alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha, that is equal to c by a. Product of the roots alpha into beta into gamma is equal to minus d by a. C by a. Simple here, alpha beta plus gamma means this by this. And first is negative, means minus. And next sum of taken 2 at a time will be alpha beta beta gamma gamma alpha, that is c by a. Then it is plus, minus plus, alternate. Next will be minus, alpha into beta into gamma, product of the roots will be minus d by a. Remember this thing. Here also you can see that negative, next you got positive. Now what I was saying, why you got like this, is this a cubic equation, then a times of x minus alpha into x minus beta into x minus gamma we can write. The product of this will give you this, x cube coefficient is a, so we have to multiply with a. Divide by a on both sides. A will be cancelled, here a will be cancelled, b by a, c by a, d by a you get. And if you multiply this, you are going to get as minus alpha minus beta minus gamma x square. Alpha beta beta gamma gamma alpha into x, and constant is minus alpha minus beta minus gamma. If you compare these, if you compare coefficient of x square, coefficient of x and the constant, you are getting this formula. So alpha plus beta plus gamma, you are getting minus b by a, and product of the roots taken 2 at a time, sum of the roots 2 taken at a time, you are getting this is c by a, and product of the roots is getting minus d by a. This proof is not mandatory. To make you understand, I explained it. So what you understand, simple thing, you understand this one, and this can be written as in short form, that is sigma alpha. What is the meaning of sigma alpha here? If cubic root, 3 roots are there, alpha, beta, gamma. Suppose if n roots, alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha 3, alpha 4 like that. So sum of alpha, sum alpha is this one, and taken 2 at a time, so we can write as sigma alpha beta. So 2 roots, alpha beta, beta gamma, gamma alpha, we can write as sigma alpha beta, and I will explain you this in detail in trigonometry. Okay, then after you have product of the roots. Product of the roots we can use as pi alpha. Pi alpha is minus d by a. Otherwise you just keep this is as the same. So as you understood now, the quadratic cubic equation roots are like this. If you have n roots, then what is the answer? N roots are there. Then what you going to write? Suppose you have a1 x power n plus a2 x power n minus 1 plus a3 x power n minus 2 plus so and so plus an is equal to 0. At this time, if the roots are alpha 1 comma alpha 2 comma alpha 3 comma n roots, because it is the nth degree polynomial, there will be n roots. So sum of the roots we represent as sigma alpha 1. Sigma alpha 1 will be how much here? Minus a2 by a1, coefficient of this by highest coefficient. And sigma alpha 2 taken at a time, 3 taken at a time, like that will come, right? So when I take here alpha 1 alpha 2, at that time I get as a3 by a2, right? Are you getting here? A3 by, see here you take here c by a, coefficient of a always, so a3 by a1. Then sigma alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha 3, then what I will get that time? a4 by a1. Likewise I will get sigma alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha 3, like that. Likewise I will get, in finally what I will get? Alpha 1 into alpha 2 into alpha 3 into, this is the product of the roots, that is equal to an by a1. An by a1. This is when you have nth degree polynomial. Nth degree polynomial can be written as like this. Cubed root polynomial can be written like this, and this is what we called as theory of equation. We'll solve some problems based on this. Wait.